For the first time in 7 years, Octagon MMA is about to enter Carlo Vivari with the best fight card of the year so far, featuring the European Middleweight Champions League with €1 million at stake. 16 months after claiming the victory of a lifetime over Carlos Vermola, former middleweight interim champion Piret Kristovic is ready to make his comeback, and now he's on a mission to take Slovakia through to the Tip Sport Game Changer quarterfinals. But a new Octagon sensation is out to stop him in his tracks. Czech professional soldier Dominik Humberger. Will he prove he deserves to be counted among the elite? The man with the most devastating fists in Octagon, Slovak warrior Vlasto Chepo, is ready to cause chaos in the MMA Middleweight Champions League. But he will face Austrian tough guy Erhan Kartel, who knows how to unleash pure hell in the cage and is determined to collect Vlasto's scalp. Octagon welterweight champion Jon Serdu has moved to the middleweight division to go after the €1 million prize. But the Moldovan vampire will have his work cut out for him in the opening round when he enters the cage against legendary Polish fighter Krzysztof Jotko. A battle between two ferocious strikers that will get the entire arena on its feet. Flying the flag for Poland, former interim Octagon champion and dark horse of the Tip Sport Game Changer tournament, Piotr Wawrzyniak, who'll be put to the test by the iron-fisted Slovak warrior, Marek Mazuk. In addition to these pyramid bouts, you can also look forward to seeing welterweight number 10 and Brno's own hugely popular showman, the vagabond Kalashnik, come head-to-head with former title challenger and division number 8 Kurtesh, who'll be entering the Octagon cage for the 18th time. And as part of the free prelims, Mr. Short Notice Strelchek will battle it out against K1 and Muay Thai world champion, Duchmar. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 70. Kristovic versus Humberger. Wherever you are, buy the pay-per-view and be transported to a front row seat for the entire tournament on octagon.tv.
Dámy a pánové, chlapci a děvčata, moji milí samurajové, konečně je to tady a vůbec poprvé jsme zavítali do možná nejkrásnějšího města, rozhodně v západních Čechách, do Karlových Varů. Ahoj! Tady, do KV arény. Octagon Circus. Moje jméno je Ondřej Novotný, with me is Brian Lacey, English voice of Octagon. Hello, Brian.
Hello, nice to be here, Carlo Vivari.
Yeah, we've been yesterday night.
Enjoying KV, yeah, we had fun.
Okay, and also Philip Harbour, German voice of Octagon.
Thanks for having me. Beautiful city, great fight card. I think we should come here more often, or I should stay another week.
Yeah, I definitely know that you want to stay in that hotel where we are in Imperial, but herzlich willkommen, Philip, yeah?
Thanks.
So we got a crazy event in front of us. We've been sitting on a commentary meeting, and like every fight could be the fight of the night. So, who you got from the prelims?
Listen, we've got to talk about the title fight, the strawweight title fight on the line. Mallory Martin defending it for the very first time. She's ranked number 25 in the world. She claimed that title in front of 58,000 fans in Frankfurt, and now she's got to defend it here against a tough opponent in Eva Dorte, who's looking to become the first ever French champion in Octagon.
Eva Dorte is a really shy girl. She were fighting the whole life with her shyness and through that MMA fights. And she showed us with the fight with Katarina Zdalizda that she's definitely capable to hold this title. So what do you think? What's her chances to take it from Mallory?
I think she got the toughness to be in a good position in the whole ranking, but honestly, you say that it is hard to become champion, but even harder to stay champion. Mallory Martin came into this division in front of 60,000 people in Frankfurt and grabbed the title. I think she's up for a long regimen in this division.
Okay, we will see. On a main card, we got two different fights then, Tip Sport Game Changer. One of them is welterweight bout, where it's Kertész against Kalashnik. Kalashnik was call out Kertész, he took it, and he's a title contender, former title contender, but looks like that vagabond from Brno is ready to take this part on his back and running for the title.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we look at Kalashnik, you look at the vagabond, the character. There's a lot of fun outside the cage, but I don't think I've ever seen him more motivated, more driven, and have more belief that he can win this fight, work his way into that top 5, and eventually, that's his dream, fight for that title.
We got also German light heavyweight fighter Mark Dusis, who was already 104 kilogram yesterday. So I just want to imagine how he's gonna be now. But Didi Škvor, can he submit Mark Dusis?
Well, I'm not quite sure if he can submit him, but we know one thing for sure. He's very dangerous in the clinch with knees and elbows. And in the last couple of fights, this was the weakness of Mark Ducey. So I hope that he was preparing very well for this. But I think he looks sharp. He's motivated as shit, and he's going to come out here guns blazing and deliver one hell of a fight. Maybe he's going to look to get DD to the ground, because honestly, against a former Glory kickboxer, I wouldn't want to stand and bang either.
Yeah, definitely, me neither. And definitely Daniel Škvor is a local boy. He was born behind Karlovy Vary, so he considered this tournament as his hometown. So I believe the arena will definitely stand behind him. And then we got 4 fights from Tipsport Game Changer 1 million euro pyramid. And Slovakian fans, they believe that they can reach Triple Crown from these 4 fights. So do you believe that 3 guys from Slovakia will reach the quarterfinal?
This is one of the craziest nights of fights. We've just talked about the prelims, those great fights, and then we still have the Tipsport Game Changer with 3 Slovak flags in there as well. Again, the Czech flag of Homburger will be looking to try and make it through. It is so important for, you know, Czech, Slovak MMA that 1, 2, maybe 3 of these fighters reach the quarterfinals, because to not have a Czech or Slovak name carved on that trophy by the end of all the Tipsport Game Changer, that will be crazy.
Definitely, Dominic Humberger will have a huge support from the army. Around 200 people from army is coming, and I believe also the whole arena will try to support Dominic in the fight with Pirat, but looks like they have the same appreciation yesterday on the weigh-in, so I'm really looking for it. Who will be the fan of the arena? But there's also one fight without the Czech or Slovak, and it's a crazy fight. It's Jon Surdu, welterweight champion, against Krzysztof Jotko. So who you got in this fight?
Well, first of all, this fight is probably, from the rankings itself, internationally one of the best that we're going to have in the whole year. I think that Krzysztof Jotko is still being underestimated, but he was never beaten outside of the UFC. And he's going to look to get back into his old shape and showcase to everybody that he needs to be, that you need something very specific in order to beat him, and nobody's going to solve this puzzle within 15 minutes.
Okay, so we will see, definitely. And after this tournament, we will go to the next arena. It's just 100 meters, and we will make a draw for quarterfinals. So a lot of fun. Dámy a pánové, jsme připraveni začít. I will made it in the check in the end. Jsme připraveni začít. Máme před sebou neskutečný zápas. Věřím, že se budete fantasticky bavit, ale arena už je téměř plná. Pojďme na to. Začíná OKTAGON 70. Jdeme na to.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to Octagon 70. Look at that beautiful arena here in the backdrop of Karlovy Vary. An incredible place, a historic place. And here you see the interior, 8,000 strong. We will be tonight in the audience here. I am Luke Barnett, and I'm about to be joined beside me with Brian Lacey. Have an interesting night of fights tonight. People calling the best card of the year so far. Brian, what are your thoughts?
Well, listen, look at how it is stacked. 4 Tipsport Game Changer fights, the title fight, the preliminary feature bout, and then I think we've got 7 or 8 fighters ranked within the top 100. But talk us through the rules of the Octagon cage, Luke Barnett.
Well, we have mixed martial arts fights taking place in a cage shaped like a circle known as the octagon. You can use standing up techniques such as boxing, Thai boxing, karate, taekwondo, and anything you can muster. Then the fights can continue onto the ground where the contestants can use jiu-jitsu, grappling, sambo, and everything in between. Fights are contested over 3 rounds of 5 minutes. We have a 5-minute fight tonight in the title fight at the top end of our prelims as well. And then a fight may be decided by knockout, TKO, submission, or go to a judge's decision. The deciding factors for the judges are effective striking and damage. Damage is the most decisive. Then you have aggressiveness, pushing the fighter back, controlling the cage, and impact, and potentially trying to end the bout. But aggression overall will be considered the most important thing. Trying to finish the fight, trying to cause damage, and that's where the real deciding factor comes in. We have the new rules in play. The 12-6 elbow is now legal, so it is permitted to strike from 12-6 from any angle with the elbow. You need to avoid the back of the head is the only rule there. And the banned shots on the ground have slightly changed as well. You need 3 points of contact on the ground, but that does include a knee and a foot. So if someone is knelt on the ground and has one hand down, they are a grounded opponent. If you're updated to the rules, it's a very interesting change, and it makes the flow of the fight happening a little bit better. Sometimes you can see that the people playing games with a grounded opponent, that is gone now. Two hands on the ground don't mean anything. You need 3 points with your knee and your lower body, so both feet and a knee would be it, Brian.
So there are the rules of the Octagon cage. There is the preliminary card that is in front of us. 4 fights to lead us in to the main card with a Tip Sport Game Changer. Final fight, opening fights to lead us to the quarterfinals. We start tonight with Strelček versus Duchmal, Poland versus Poland on Czech soil. Siviec, the Polish brutal fighter, taking on Hadjivans. Then, of course, we have, Ruchi Rochelle coming through and taking on Kutela. And then the strawweight title will be on the line. Mallory Martin will be defending it for the first time against the one and only French Eva Dorte. First up is this fight. Like I said, Poland versus Poland. Mateusz Duchmal looking to make his debut here. He has been waiting a long time to make the walk to the Octagon cage. He has a storied career in kickboxing and K1. He has moved into mixed martial arts. 3 times he's been scheduled for the cards, but tonight he gets to make that walk, and he is going against a man called Mr. Short Notice, the Spider, Mateusz Strelček. He always stays ready, always looks for the fights, and he got the call, I think 3-4 weeks out for this one, and said, yeah, I will take it. He is one of only 3 fighters that have fought in 3 different weight classes. So, Poland versus Poland, our opening bout here, Octagon 70.
Octagon is going to welcome an experienced striker, Mateusz Duchmal. His name commands respect in the world of Muay Thai, where he's collected several titles. In recent years, however, he has been destroying opponents' dreams in the cage. He currently has 3 wins in a row, all before the limit, and most recently defeated another mainstay of our scene, Mikhail Kotelik. Now, however, his skills will be put to the test by compatriot and namesake Mateusz Strelček. The dangerous Polish Spider has managed to lure big favourites into his web on more than one occasion. Vlasto Chepo and Yorick Montagnac have experienced it firsthand, and especially the knockout that shocked the French fighter truly made waves across the MMA scene. Strelček never shies away from a challenge and has built up a lot of respect with his fearless approach. In Karlovy Vary, he will enter his 30th professional fight, and he'll want to celebrate that milestone with a memorable win.
Welcome to Octagon, Mateusz Duchmal. He is making the walk again. His fights have been scheduled 3 times prior to this. Now he has the chance to make this debut and really make a statement. I spoke to his manager, his coach, Liam Can. You'll see him in the corner there, and they believe he is a real talent. You look at the fights he has, a score of 3-1, all 3 wins by finish. But then you look at his K1 and his Muay Thai background. A multiple-time, 5-time world champion, including claiming the coveted WBC Muay Thai championship as well. On top of that, you'll see Joffrey Holton in his corner, legend. There's the man himself. And they both train not only at IMA in Leeds, but this is what I like about this, Luke. They also train at Subzone under Kamatakura. What a legend of a coach he is. A great mind in not just grappling, but mixed martial arts. So this is a guy, when you look at him and his record and his background, I think you'd be a fool to think this is just a kickboxer, Thai boxer you're coming up against, because he truly has embraced the journey to become a mixed martial artist.
And that's what it's all about, Brian, embracing that journey. A lot of strikers come to mixed martial arts not with that intention. They come thinking, you know, MMA fighters can't strike, they can't box, I'm going to show off my striking skills. Duchmal's coming in here as a striker, but is really committed to the ground game as well, and you can see that from his corner and from where he trains. And I think if he makes the right decisions tonight, he can make this fight look easy.
Mateusz Spider Strelček, a.k.a. Mr. Short Notice, well known to Octagon fans, has had some amazing battles inside the cage. We saw in the highlights there the knockout of Yorick Montagnac. You talk about a comeback from nowhere. He was under supreme pressure, taking heavy damage from Montagnac. It felt like only a matter of time before he would be in the situation he created a couple of seconds later. But he never loses faith. He is as tough as they come, and he has got big wins as well. Not just Montagnac, he is one of only 2 people to finish a Vlasto Chepo. So never underestimate him. Short notice might be like the moniker we've given him, being able to be ready to step in at any time. But he has a well-rounded skill set, a heap of experience. 29 pro fights. This will be his 30th mixed martial arts fight. It's something and someone you should not underestimate, Luke.
And durability has been the thing that he's leaned on in those victories. You mentioned the Montagnac fight and the Chepo fight. Both of those he had to be durable via as well. He has this ability to absorb damage and then throw in crazy movements as well. You could see him jump guard, jump triangle, rolling for leg locks. Like, he's unpredictable. And having that warrior-like spirit that he's got to show up last minute, step inside the cage and throw crazy things at his opponents, it makes him a danger. And he maintains that danger throughout the 15 minutes. He doesn't fade, he doesn't go away because of that durability that he has.
Both men inside the cage. This the tail of the tape ahead of this contest. 34 versus 32. Tuchman giving up 2 years. He has that youth on his side. He has a height advantage of 3 centimeters. But look at the experience. 7 times more experience for the Spider Strelček, and the tip sport odds favoring that as well. This is our opening fight of Octagon 70. Potentially the biggest and best fight card of the year for Octagon MMA. We are set. We are ready. We will be getting this underway now. For that, we need the one man, the man with the mic, one of our fearless leaders, Mr. Andrej Novotný.
Tak ještě jednou, dámy a pánové, vítejte v KV aréně v Karlových Varech, kde se právě začíná turnaj Octagon 70. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Karlovy Vary, Czech Republic, and we are ready to start Octagon 70. 10 fights. This one is the first one, light heavyweight 3-5-minute rounds, and the referee in charge is Gerd Richter. So for the very first time this evening, let me introduce you both fighters, and we will start in the blue corner. He's 32 years old, 195 centimeters tall, weight in 93.3 kilos. Represents IMA Leeds and Subzone Manchester. Coaches in his corner are Liam Ken and Joffrey Holton. He has a professional record of 5 fights, 4 wins, 4 KO, and only 1 loss. Fighting out of Poland, Mateusz Ducmal. Across the cage in the red corner, 34 years old, 192 centimeters tall, weight in 93.2. Represents Husaria Truskolasi, and the coaches in his corner are Grzegorz Dwornik, Rafał Gipski, Sergej Siraga. He has a professional record of 29 fights, 14 wins, 8 finishes, 1 draw and 14 losses. Fighting out of Poland in the red corner, Mateusz Spider Strelček.
Gentlemen, you know the rules. Protect yourself at all times and my commands. When I say stop, you stop. Fight hard, fight fair. God bless and keep it real.
Gerd Richter takes charge of this opening bout at Octagon 70. Here we have a light heavyweight contest. Mateusz Ducmal taking on Mateusz Strelček. Ducmal in the white shorts, blue corner. Strelček, black shorts, red corner. Poland versus Poland here in Karlovy Vary. Look at that leg kick to start with, Luke.
Yeah, that K1 style coming out early, and that's what we expect from Ducmal. Comes up high with that back leg as well, switching stance, kicking inside, active early on his debut. Nice left hand as Strelček enters. Game plan is very apparent early, comes forward, aggressive, grabs hold of this body lock, but manages to get in that underhook. Needs to be careful of the trip here from Strelček. Here we see the judo attempt.
For that. Oh, there we go. Careful, that was to the back of the head. Oh! And this would be a disaster because the Popek fight, which is Strelček's last fight, there was an illegal shot to the a grounded opponent on that one. That stopped that fight, and unfortunately Strelček was unable to continue. That was a solid elbow, and again, 12 to stick is legal, but the
back of the head is not.
Back of the head is not.
Strelček should be okay from that one shot. Be interesting to see how he recovers, but not looking good.
No.
in this moment now.
He has that 5-minute medical timeout, and again, the fans, of course, will want this to get going, but...
He can take his time. I just hope he returns to the action. He seems okay, and like I said, a man who stepped up on, we call him Mr. Last Minute, Mr. Short Notice.
Yeah.
So I'd be surprised if he's happy to continue. Needs to be careful with those shots.
Oh, he's taking the point. And this is the referee, again, if this is how you can equalize it.
And this is the thing with the new rule set, that 12 to 6 elbow is allowed, but it's very tricky to avoid the back of the head, especially up against the fence the way that he did it. But we get going again. That's not an intentional foul, in my opinion, from Dutch Mal.
No, not at all.
Point gone. Goes back down with a low kick.
Heavy. Oh, comes forward, Strelchak. Fires that. Now we're alive.
Yeah, Strelchak again shows that intention with the takedown, comes in on this body lock, and you see almost a little bit of frustration there from Dutch Mal with the foul. And got caught in that exchange again. Strelchak very, very powerful and strong on the ground if he can get it there, and he's happy to exchange and throws wild shots, as we just saw there. Nice movement of the head, trying to get that shoulder lower than the head. Shoulder shrug.
Oh, and drop it now, pulling guys. Went for the heel hook. This is what Liam Khan said. They know he's got his heel hooks. Oh, Strelchak, the Spider. Nicknamed that for catching people in moves like this.
Needs to be careful looking for the shots to the head, but without establishing the leg, because if he gets flipped here and can get that rotation, Strelchak very dangerous here.
Oh, he's on the mat now. Oh, it's the tap. That's the tap. Mateusz Strelchak committed to the leg attack. Gets it.
Beautiful work from the Spider. Knew what he wanted. The way he pulled into it was perfect as well. And as I said, Dutch Mal needs to be careful when he's trying to punch going down. When he's in such a dangerous, compromised position, needs to try and clear that leg earlier. Failed to, and not the greatest debut from him.
And it was the one thing Liam Khan said to me. His coach said, we know he has these heel hooks. We know he will look for that. He's got to get it there. But it takes commitment, right? And again, it's dangerous against a striker as dangerous as Dutch Mal to commit to the leg with both hands, to drop down there, put yourself in a vulnerable position. But he made it work. He got it to the mat, and as soon as Dutch Mal hit that mat, he tapped very quickly, Luke.
I mean, I think he knew it was, and again, that's the stress of being a kickboxer against a high-level grappler, going for the heel the way he did, very intelligently. But it's more fear once you drop and your weight falls and you feel a twinge in the knee. If he could relax in that moment and try and move his hips, he might have stood a chance. But it's a very scary, scary thing. And here we see the highlights of that first round. It was a fast finish. Here's the entry. Nice left hand there as he tried to come together. And here's when he charges forward. Strelchak landed 2 good shots there. Pulling guard here to the butterfly guard directly into this attempt on that leg. And Dutch Mal does a lot work good here. Standing back up, straightening out the leg, keeping the weight off. But then he just buckled in this moment as he gets turned. And that's where you can see him in a lot of trouble.
And again, the talk there, the tap coming from Dutch Mal. A really impressive performance. And when you add to that the illegal shot on the back of the head, Strelchak coming through again. Do not take him lightly. That is a big, big win for him.
Yeah, Strelchak, someone who gets underestimated but has the skill set. He's someone who's dangerous everywhere, really. On the feet, you could see how he landed those 2 shots because of his unorthodox, fearlessness as he comes flying forward. But for me, Dutch Mal just making a slight mistake whilst in that leg lock. Was looking great on the feet, landed a nice stiff left hand before that. But that's what it's like coming in here at Octagon, making your debut against someone with 30 professional fights. This MMA cage, it really is a place where you cannot make a mistake. Such a high-level competitive environment, and we will make it official now and pass it over to Andre Novotny.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute, 31 seconds in the very first round, the winner by heel hook from the red corner, Mateusz Spider Strelchak.
Mateusz Strelchak, congratulations, a fantastic victory. Another heel hook here in Octagon. How happy are you with that?
Dziękuję bardzo, jestem szczęśliwy. Ostatnio miałem... Nie ma. I'm very, very happy. Czechy, I love you. And I czekam na następną walkę. Dziękuję. Dziękuję bardzo za danie mi szansy tu właścicielom, bo naprawdę cieszę się, że mogę tu walczyć. Nawet z dnia na dzień mogę zawalczyć. Chciałem podziękować Amadeuszowi Rybicy, mojemu menadżerowi, mojemu narożnikowi i wracam do domu.
Yeah. Czech or English? English. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you to the owners that they give me the chance after that injury. I'm very happy, and now I'm going home.
There you go. You're going home a winner. Give it one more time. Mr. Short Notice, the Spider Strelček.
There we have it, very content with his victory, as he should be. I think got hit once in the entire fight, 1 minute and 31 seconds. That could put him in a light heavyweight fastest submission category. We have 2 individuals later on fighting tonight that are in that category as well. So that 1.5 minute sub is very interesting. But then we move straight on, and we have the Tipsport Game Changer reserve fight, Brian.
This is so intriguing, this fight. Lucas Siviec was a contestant on season 1. The last time he weighed in for Octagon, he weighed in at 77.6 kilograms. Yesterday, he hit the 84.4 limit for middleweight, making his debut in middleweight for this opportunity to get back into the Tipsport Game Changer. But he is taking on Germany's Hojat Hajivan. Hajivan coming off the back of that big knockout win against Rayomba. A fantastic knockout, and these two known for their grappling, but the little inside note we have from Pascal Kraus is they are looking to stand and bang. This one up next.
The event in Karlovy Vary will complete the opening round of the Tipsport Game Changer tournament. And you don't want to miss the reserve bout between 2 warriors ready to go head-to-head for the chance to compete amongst the middleweight elite. In his thrilling debut against Czech hero David Kozma in Ostrava, Polish fireman Lucas Siviec made a huge impression on fans and rightfully earned their respect.
Wild, unorthodox